Hello everyone, my name's Larry, aka Simudad. Welcome to the stream, I hope you're all well. Welcome back to Roadcraft. We are still on INCOMUNICADO. We are stream 11 on our Roadcraft adventures, I believe. We are going to be cracking on with some logging. Now, I do have to admit that I've done some logging off stream. I've done a little bit of prep work, so I've got some concrete scraps lined up here and some concrete slabs lined up here because we need to build this bridge across. I've taken a cautious guesstimate that when we do unlock the ability to make a bridge, this will be no more than 3 slabs worth of concrete, because I found 3 slabs of concrete in one of the buildings. So I've got that lined up there, ready to go once we've got the ability to lay out a bridge. And then I did over here, I think, where was it? Yeah, here. So I did lay out a I did connect this up to the electric here. And I laid out my most adventurous road yet, which I basically tarmacked all of this whole section and a route all the way around here with tarmac, because that's one of the transport routes that we need to lay out as well. Evening chat, hope you well. I'll be lurking as recording at the minute. No worries, mate, appreciate it. I am well, hope you're well too, my friend. Rusty, evening gents, evening mate. I was just saying that I've done a bit of scouting around. I've laid out my biggest road to date, which was all the way from here, tarmacked all of this and around here, full tarmac, so we can lay that out for a transport route. Completely unnecessary. There was a quicker route, but you know, why the hell not? And then just up over here, where are we, down here? So I've got two trucks laid out with scrap concrete and one with some slabs that I found. Because once we get the ability to build a bridge, I reckon this is probably no more than 3 slabs worth of bridge. But we are going to be cracking on with a little bit of logging. So let's get the log harvester over to where it needs to be. This is a primary objective. We've got we were 57% when we started completion. There's 3 side objectives to do, which is largely just laying out transport connections. So we'll probably do those later on if there's time. But for now, we need to get on with the task at hand, which is connecting the concrete plant to the electric, which is the best way. It's probably, that's probably not an ideal way, so the ideal way is going to be across here then. I did tarmac this road as well, but I can't remember if I did that as part of the last stream. I remember sanding this road, but I don't remember if we concreted it, tarmacked it. According to Steam, I've not played RC since 22nd of June. I need to get back on it when I've got a free stretch. Yeah, I've not played much in the way of games recently. This is probably the first time for probably, I'd say, a couple of weeks playing this, and to be honest, that's just been because of the weather. It's just been so hot on a lot of the days here, and it's just, my office is one of the warmest rooms in the house when it's really hot, and it's just the thought of sitting here in roasting hot sunshine trying to stream or play a game or record, it's just like, nah, I can't, I don't really want to do that. I know it's a poor excuse, but I'm fat and I don't do well with the heat, so you know, that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. not sure this was the best idea. Probably should have maybe considered putting this on the back of a truck, but it's all good. So yeah, will admit to, I did get a little chance to do a bit of logging. In between episodes, because I had to lay a cable down for electric and I didn't want to lay it through the road, so I took that as an opportunity to have a little practice. Same for me, it's disgustingly hot in mine too, and for the same reasons. Yeah, exactly, the heat has made it a trial. Sit in front of the PC. Like you, my PC location is the hottest place in the house. Yeah, I don't know I don't know if it's the extra heat from the PC. You know, it's not generating much heat really, but it's just, it gets the late afternoon sun. It's insulated on like 2.5 of the walls, which I don't think really helps. And yeah, just no matter what I do, I shut the curtains early before the sun comes round to stop it coming in. I leave them open a crack so the breeze can come through the windows, and it just doesn't seem to make the blindest bit of difference whatsoever. So yeah, when it's absolutely roasting, it's kind of like, I don't really want to sit here. Quick little question for you guys. Does the, because I'm looking at the chat on Streamlabs, does it show the numbers by next to your names as well on the YouTube chat, or is that just a me feature that I can see numbers next to your name? Right, so you need to saw down trees in this area, bring the harvester vehicle. You've received. Okay, yeah, it's all fine. Yeah, numbers are there. Yeah, top chatting. That isn't a feature that I turned on. It just appeared this stream, so. I don't know if that's a new feature that Streamlabs have, or YouTube have introduced. I noticed with another heat wave starting on Wednesday between 28 to 33 for at least 8 days. Well, that'll be why I was struggling, because there's a stump there. Is YouTube trying to catch up with Twitch with points for active viewers? I had the numbers in Mr. F's stream the other day too, so I think it's a new feature they've chucked in. Yeah, sounds about right. I mean, it would be really good if they bring more and more of the features from Twitch over, but I just hope they're not like half-baked. But how have you fellas been? Congratulations to your partner, Mr. F, for her good news the other day. Don't seem to struggle with that tree then. Been well, and cheers, chat. As a plus, she said my pocket money will go up in October when she's finalised finished paying off the car. Yeah, that's always a good one. I finished my car finished its finance last. I think it was about coming up on a year ago actually, and it's a bloody good feeling. I'll be honest with you. I'll be dumping a shit ton of money into a finance company every month on a car payment. It's a good feeling when it finishes. I'm not that immediately fussed about coming back here and picking up these logs, because like I said, I did get the opportunity in clearing off one of the side tasks to do some logging and bank some wood, as it were, in the storage. So I've got plenty of wood available. It just depends whether it's going to get in the way of the cable layer machine. So probably what we will need to do is bring the stump grinder up here to get rid of some of the stumps. Be nice, to be honest, if we could get rid of that tip box. I was pretty sure I turned tips off. Too worried about these ones because we can just barge these ones out of the way. Where are we? Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna have to bring the stump grinder up. That's the... So I think this is our last one over here. I am expecting that it's likely we'll see the update at some point this week. I mean, again, you know, it'll arrive when it arrives, but I said it's been delayed a few days into July, so to me that would make sense that it'll be this week. Well, not this week now, but this week coming. Right, so that is all of our... That's all of the required trees. Let's barge this out of the way. Problem I've got now is I can't remember if the stump grinder is particularly... It is a slow one actually, if I remember rightly. Because let's have a little look. So we want to connect that up. Right, wife's left for work. 2 boys are upstairs on their PCs playing Baldur's Gate 3 online with their older brother and sister, so I'm gonna jump a scotch and ice. Be right back. No worries, mate. Treat yourself, my friend. Treat yourself. So we want to do a straight through there. You'll be. It's going to be interesting actually because we may need to take some. I assume what they've done is they've just given us like an introduction, but basically I think we're probably going to need to take some more trees out. But what I would do. Where's my vehicles? Where's my stump grinder? There it is. Did I buy? I don't think I bought the replacement stump grinder. Not the replacement, not the rusty version. Have I got anything transporter-wise up here? I forgot how noisy the reverse gear is on this. Down. I think from recollection this stump grinder is probably a touch too long for this. This is what we've got close by. Oh, so we do. Sorry, I just realised we do actually have to bring some logs in because it's a task. So we will have to pick some of those logs up. Good to know anyway. Hopefully this will stay on. I think from what they said in the update, I think the update that's coming, the first one of this month, I'm sure they said it's got the ability to secure vehicles to the transportation vehicles, which will be good. Let's have a look at what's the quickest, easiest way. So hang a left, keep going, and next right. Right, scotch in hand, chair recline, stream on the wide screen. Stream on the widescreen, nice. I was just saying, I was hoping we were going to get away with not having to move the logs, but it's just come up to say that we need to do it as part of the task, so we need to bring at least 5 logs to the resource zone. So we'll get the stump grinder up there, and we'll get the log forwarder up there, which will be interesting because when I haven't used the log forwarder yet. When I did the login on my own to clear a way to lay the cable down the other end of the map, I used the mule with the crane. But I can't use that this time because that mule is tied up with that mule is tied up with some concrete slabs in the back, waiting on being able to build a bridge. So log forwarder it's gonna be. Yeah, my preference is the mule, to be honest, because it's easy enough just to stick the logs in and have them hanging out the back. But on this occasion, it's gonna have to be the old designed equipment. Can you buy more than one of the same type of truck, or are you limited to one of each variant? Like in theory, could I buy 2 mules with the crane attack? Oh, that's where I need to go down there. Could I buy? Oh, nice. I mean, I can't see that I'm going to use the log forwarder much, because I've got a feeling if you don't like it, then I'm probably not going to be very good at it. So hopefully, no. That'll be very no. Well, that is a pain in the rear. I was just thinking just back then maybe I should stop and readjust, but the foolish man in me decided to just carry on. Now, can we use the ramps to... It's worth a try. Oh, beauty. Not advised, ladies and gents, but if it works, it's not stupid, right? But to be honest, we're not that far away, it's only up there, so... vehicle straps in the updates, hopefully lost loads will be a thing of the past. Yeah, I felt like that's probably a missed opportunity from the beginning, to be honest. But I'm glad to see that it's coming. Hopefully this coming week is where I'm thinking, but we'll see. It'll come when it's ready. And, you know, to be honest, I'd rather they didn't just rush it out for the sake of rushing it out if there's stuff that's not quite right. You know, that's sort of really the last thing you want, is they rush it out and then there's stuff that breaks or doesn't work properly or makes things worse. No, we'll leave that to Giants. Giants are too busy introducing fish into their game to worry about rushed updates, my mate. Because that's the next logical step in farming. Sorry, I had to get my giant stick in. Yeah, absolutely, mate. I said to Mr. F the other day because he messaged me about something and I was talking to him. And I said the other day I had a hankering to load up FS22 for the first time in a long time. I thought, oh, maybe I'll just stick on a random map and just do a bit of harvesting or whatever. And then it was the same day that I saw that they'd announced that Fishing Highlands map, and I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry, excuse the French. So I was back to just being pissed off then. We gone past that? That's cool. Just had a sudden, like, honestly just had like a thing then, like we've gone past, but fishing FSS, honestly each update makes it a more mobile farming style game. Yeah, Mr. F raised a valid point. I know obviously they wanted to get their British map in, which, you know, fair enough, but why did they opt to go the fishing direction when they could have doubled down on, you know, I'm not taking any credit for these suggestions, these all came from Mr. F, but, you know, they could have doubled in on their Asian maps and made tea and stuff like that, and like herbs and spices that they grow in Asia. They could have gone to South America, like Mr. F was saying, and the fruit, all the variety of fruits and stuff that they grow there, and that, you know, honestly, that would have been better in my opinion than going, right, what's the next logical step in farming for a farm is fishing. Like, you know, I've known a few farmers in my life. I grew up in Cornwall, so new farmers, and there's not a single farmer that I knew that was doing fishing on any kind of scale to generate money. It was always just a pastime hobby. One farm I knew, he had a fishing lake on his land that he, you know, it was a proper permitted fishing lake, you know, carp lake, that you could come and pay your fee, but it wasn't his like primary source of income. It was just a sideline because he was a keen fisherman and he wanted it on his land. So alright, so let me have a look on the old infrastructure thingy. So we want to come out from here. We want to make sure all these stumps are gone. They could have included crop rotation or something else for realism, but they added fish instead. Yeah, I'd love to know their decision making behind it, but they've gone, I feel like they've just gone really like cloak and dagger. They don't really want to address the concerns or anything like that. And the thing is, right, I wouldn't even consider myself like a veteran of farm sim, right? Like, you know, some people like Mr. F and, you know, possibly even yourself have been playing farm sim for years and years and years, from like FS15, FS17. I got into FS on FS19. I got into FS on FS19 because it came on Game Pass, and it was one of those games that you just sort of downloaded because it was like, oh my god, this farm sim game, what a ludicrous game. I'll try it out, you know, maybe I'll have a couple of hours for fun on it, but I'll probably uninstall it afterwards. And then, you know, I downloaded it, was absolutely hooked on it. Probably did 2,000 hours playtime on FS19, and you know, it was very, very simply at the time, it was my favourite game, and it was, you know, it was all I did pretty much was play FS at every opportunity that I could. And then FS22 came out. It was a bit, you know, there were certain elements that were annoying, but, you know, it was fine. But it just seems like they've gone the complete other way. They don't really give a shit about their player base. They don't really give a shit about the modders that keep their game going. They don't really communicate like any long-term plans of where they see the game going in the long run. They don't really communicate any kind of like what's their thinking behind the game or the things that they add. It's kind of like, it just leaves a sour taste. You know, when you think, you know, SCS for example, they constantly putting out blog posts about what they're doing, what they're working on, sneak peeks of what they're working on, even the logic behind why they're doing what they're doing. Sorry, quick drink break. And it just seems to be none of that from Giants. And I don't know, it's just left a bit of a sour taste. Right, what's down here? That's my truck. What do I need? The log folder. So yeah, I pretty much just use the Mr. Farquhar's favourite thing is your game, you play it how you want it kind of thing, and I just opt to not play it. I don't own FS25, I've no current plans to buy it, or intentions to buy it. I'm not currently playing any FS at all, and I don't know if when or whatever, if I ever will, but luckily Roadcraft came out and got into SnowRunner, and that's just been filling that void, so that's been cool. So mate, just had to mute for a bit, struggle to talk when and listen when recording. 4XL map means I have long jobs to do, so get to watch stuff, do it during the cut out parts. No, that's cool, mate. I know what that's like. Watch Mr. F's FS25 just to support him, but I haven't watched any other FS stuff, and I have no intention of ever doing so. Yeah. I do aim to watch Mr. F's farming stuff, if and when I can, but in the pecking order of Mr. F's content it's like low down, because I'm on a bit of a backlog. But that's not, you know, that's not against Mr. F. I'd watch everything I could if I could, but it's just the game itself, and not even necessarily the game itself per se, it's just Giants' attitude about it. Oh, it was quick. Flippin' hell. We got any? Oh, we have got anchors. Whoa. Put the anchors up. Slog that in there. Oh, as in. So we'll just do the 5 logs that we need to pick up. We've got plenty in the storage anyway. Nope. That might do us. I think actually, talking about SCS, isn't it, I'm currently figuring out what to mod on SR to start another playthrough as I play along with your series. That's fine. As long as it secures, I don't really care. Take the anchors off. Let's see where we can get. Yeah, this will be fine, I reckon. Yeah, fish make no sense. Perhaps they could have added for UK map, or like I said on Discord, they could have added more for the Asia map, but no, it's like all nations are one and done. On to the next. Yeah, it's a bit of a... It's a bit of an interesting one, because the thing is, I was saying, and you know, I'm not trying to like be some kind of trendsetter or anything like that, but as we could all sense that FS22 was gearing towards the end of its life cycle, and we were waiting on the FS25 announcement. I was flitting between saying that FS22 should have had at least another year, and if they weren't going to do that, then it should be that they should follow SCS's model and just come out with a base game, and that's FS from now on, and then they just work on like paid DLCs like they do on SCS, and they do it enough that they earn a living and they support themselves, they engage with the community, and even to the point where they do like community spotlights on creators and stuff like that, and they do community spotlights on modders and all kinds of stuff like that, and they do surveys of the player base and everything to get a real sense of what it is they want out of the game. And I just feel like Giants have missed a massive opportunity in, to be completely frank, the pursuit of an easy payday. But you could tell it's all about money, because when they put FS19 on Game Pass, I think reasonably late. Reasonably late into the life cycle, they put FS19 onto the Game Pass. Then they launched, or very, very closely after launch, they put FS22 onto Game Pass. Now, I don't pretend I didn't see that stump there. Why is one side of my... Are they both in now? Oh, that one's still out. Oh, this is annoying. I'm having a slight issue with my support legs at the moment on my anchors. One seems to stay out. But yeah, anyway, the FS22 came out real quick after release on Game Pass. Now, I don't know what the deal is with Game Pass. I don't know how much they get paid. I assume it's like a revenue share percentage type deal where Game Pass will say, right, we've had X amount of revenue in on Game Pass subs, and we're going to share 50% of that amongst all the games that are out. So they did that, and I think that really helped them get a real good player base. And then this game came out and they were like, nah, we're not putting it on Game Pass. We're not telling you when it's going to, if at all, it's going to go on Game Pass. Which, you know, I still bought FS22. I didn't play it on Game Pass. I still bought a copy of it from release, basically. So it didn't affect my decision to play FS22, because I still wanted to play it and pay and support Giants. But that's how, for me, it seems like it's just all about money this time around. To sort this anchor situation out, because this one on this side just isn't You see what I mean? That one's just not raising up. There we go. Now we're cooking. So I know the argument's there. I know they're at the end of the day they're a private business. They've got to make money. They've got to make profit, and they've got wages to pay and rent and hosting costs and God knows whatever else is involved with making games. But it just seemed like FS25 was such a blatant cash grab to try and account for the fact that they messed up their strategy of FS22 with the Game Pass situation. But that's just my opinion. All views shared in my own opinion, under the freedom of speech. Don't sue me, thanks. I will say, of this log forwarder, I can't see that I'm going to use it again, because the crane is very fast and the steering is very slow and not very agile. So we'll use it here to do what we need to do, and then we can run the power. Hopefully then we can build our bridge and make some more concrete, because we've got loads of bridges to build. Beautiful. Thought he was going to make us unload all of them. A nice healthy 7,000.
It's about time we got that power supply going. Installing the power cable should be pretty straightforward now that you've cleared out the trees.
Say that, Kelly, but
Since it's concrete we're talking here, we can't have the mixer stop once the process has started. This means that we need not only a new power cable, but a backup power source too, in case something goes haywire. Luckily, there's one at the transformer station. So, you can fetch it when you're done installing the power cable, or the other way around. Create your own destiny.
that's there. So is that what we need to deliver there? Oh, that's where we need to deliver it. Oh, right, okay, that's where we need to pick it up from, which is only over there. That's fine. He says, because... Right, let's get... Goes, where's me cable there? Do that. Let's get this up there. So when you're moving vehicles around, it's always like a weighing up option of what's going to be faster, of just driving the vehicle up like these tracked ones, or getting a vehicle down here that's capable of carrying it. I think this is relatively nimble when it's on like smooth ground, so it shouldn't be too bad. Let's have a quick drink. Lovely job. We'll do this, and then we'll start laying out some of the routes for the side missions. This wasn't my best road, to be honest, but it did take me a long time, and then I had that issue where I loaded in one save, or loaded in one time, and just all of the roads I'd laid had this, as if like it tarmacked over the underlying dirt tracks. I managed to back out, reload, and come back in, and it fixed most of it, but there's still a couple of patches here and there like that, which was very frustrating when I'd spent such a long time fixing it all up. Yeah, I was just fuming, and then when I loaded back in, and the majority of it was gone, I was like, okay, I can live with that. But it's still, you know, when you spend like hours and hours, especially because that was the long route, that I spent hours sanding, rolling, smoothing, rolling, tarmacking. There was definitely some bad words spilled that day. I did also see on the map when I was looking for resources the other day, because I was trying to work out, as I was wanting to load up some concrete scrap around, so that when the concrete plant was back up and running, I could make some concrete slabs pretty quick. And I did find the third toy truck, but I can't remember now where it is. So I had the one off that digger back there. I know where it is, but I haven't picked it up yet. The one from the scrap junkyard place by the pipes production. And then I saw it on the map the other day. I think it's up this way somewhere, but I can't remember. I'll find it. I just saw it sort of flashing on the map when I was looking for concrete piles. I just figured there's at least probably 4 bridges that need to be built on here. So I think what we'll do is we'll lay this cable now. Then we'll buy another mule with a crane, because I need to go and pick up that transformer. So my mule I've been using is currently loaded with concrete slabs. Like I said, I just wanted to sort of make sure that I had some stuff lined up, so it wasn't going to be just like, oh, let's do this login, and then now you get to watch me for like 2 hours just loading up scraps of concrete and stuff. Right, so I think the easiest way... The question is, are these... Let me... Yeah, they're a mix of trees, aren't they? I'm sort of thinking is we probably want to go up here, off the road a little bit, but then that's through a heavily sort of treed area. Alright, let me think. I think what we'll have to do is just do it out to here and then cut up through there. That works the best. So, what I'm going to do is place down a marker so that we know roughly where we're turning. Activate the cable layer. Let's go. I can't think that we're going to have to send any infrastructure routes through here anyway, so we should be alright from a ripping up the road perspective. It's not really my preferred choice because it's such a pain in the backside to fix, but so the chances are so probably only going to be us that's running through here. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I think it's because it was picking up that rock there. I think if we can cut up through here now, should be able to just bash these out of the way. Lovely stuff. So we want to be heading over this way a little bit, because otherwise we're going to run into problems with those concrete rocks. So I think we're all electric in now, so that's cool. Right, so last task is stop this rolling away. Let's just dump that over here. Right, let's get down to store. Steel beams, Highland, garage, shop, mule, no. crane. Buy one of those. Buy. And we want to. Where are we? Deploy that one. Oh, let's go. We actually want to. Do we want to do? We can go down that way, actually, isn't it? Yeah, so that's fine. It's alright, nothing to worry about. So we're going to pick up this transformer, and then I think that should be the what am I trying to say? That should be the concrete plant back on board. Apologies if you can hear that dog in the background. That's my neighbour across the road's dog. Always lets the dog out about this time, usually between 10 and 11 every night. Does the same thing every night, just barks incessantly for about 20 minutes. So the place that we need to go to is not far away from where we just started laying that cable from, so I've got a reasonable idea of where we're going. To track. Jubbly. Let's go across here. A deathlock would help. chances we can grab onto anything. Slim to none. There we go. If this becomes a regular route, then I'm gonna definitely bring some sand down here because it's a pretty hefty pothole that I've dug us there. Pretty hefty. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot that it doesn't delete the way markers automatically. I think that was one of the questions they asked in the Ask Me Anything on Reddit. Was there going to be like a SnowRunner-esque way marker system implemented that like self-cancelled the way markers? I think they said that they were working on it. Oh, this is going to be hefty. This is going to be a snug fit in here. That's gonna have to do. I was hoping I was going to be able to get that in there like proper snug, but I think it probably does just about go in there. Was that pothole from your cable? No, because it was just before where we turned off the cable layer. So unless the cable layer did it whilst it was driving through, but it we didn't actually lay any cable down that way. It could have just been a combination of driving the stump grinder and the cable layer through there. And I drove the whatchamacallit, the tree cutter down there and the log forwarder, so it may just be that I've worn it away, perhaps. No. Ah, you son of a motherfucker. Hmm. Okie doke. That's fantastic. Awesome. Cool. All of those good adjectives. Balls. Alright, let's do this then. I've got a mule here. It's loaded with concrete. Let's see if we can perform a rescue without making it worse. Maybe I'll just take the transformer off the back. Right the mule and then we can reload and carry on. We won't go that way, we'll go up this way that we've been going to get around. Just because that way seems like a bit of a crappy way with that big pothole. Let's put ourselves on some steady ground. Okay. Let's get this out of the way. What's happened here is I have fucked up. It's in a nutshell. I had this generator transponder thing. Let's let go of that a sec. Let's see if we can get in a bit closer. The problem we've got is this doesn't seem to be. Let's see if we can do it one-handed, as it were. There are you. See, that's why I knew that was going to happen. Just going to make it worse. So we'll go to plan B, which is the double rescue with the big crane. Awesome. Yeah, I'll get the thumbnail because I wasn't 100% sure I was going to stream tonight, and then I just decided I was, so I didn't get a chance to do a proper thumbnail. So I will just grab a picture of that before we rescue. Yeah, I think I had the anchors out. I think it was just too much of a lean. I thought it was going to go, but it just sort of got to the point where if I'd have let it go, it would have just rolled back. So should have conceded defeat earlier and brought this across, but doesn't matter. Don't matter. Just lose it on the corner. What's somewhat annoying is I think the mule that went over in my feeble attempts to try and retract part of, or try and retract the anchors, I pressed the wrong button and released the cargo, so I've got a feeling that my concrete blocks that I'd so spent time stacking perfectly neatly to build a bridge as soon as the concrete plant was up and running. I think they're going to be spilled out on the deck now, so that's going to be annoying. But it's all part of the fun, as you say, Mr. F, as you say. I think I'm not, like, totally there with the, I'm still learning the ways of SnowRun and Roadcraft with the fact that the frustration is all still part of the experience and fun of it. I'm getting better, I think, but given the fact that when I played the last demo mission, that was clearly just like 2 hours of just sheer frustration on my part. I'm gonna cut that a bit tight. Right, what I'll do is I'll leave this here for a sec, so it's out of sight. Jump back in. Where are the app over here? Oh no, we might be alright actually. Or we're not alright because... How stupid is that? Look, that box. That generator, whatever it is, it's literally like a country mile away from the truck, but it's trying to secure that. Anyway, settings, turn that off, continue, and we will... I think it'll be better off if we go to that one. Can't wait, I could tell you, I can't wait for the photo mode to come in this update. Right, let's get this over there. Stick the anchors out. Last RC stream, I fell off a bridge, got stuck on a hill with the crap Veron, and then grounded it on massive boulders all in about 20 minutes. What was the outcome of your ridiculous load of concrete blocks the other day? Right, first things first, I want to... get this out of the way because I want to be able to try and secure... Right, so I can't do that. Balls. That's alright. What we're going to actually do is because a stupid crane is going to get... that wasn't mine, that was one I found on Facebook. I know Rusty's on the socials. Is not on the socials, so I like to share the lunacy of him. Ah, got you, sorry, I thought I totally misread that. I thought it was yours. I thought it was something that you'd loaded up. So, I want to get that one out of the way. For a minute. Just leave it there. Pop back into here. Now, just leave that there a sec. What we're going to do as well, since we've got the big boy crane over here, let's get those off. Stick some anchors on there. See if we can... Let's just position these under the anchors on that as well. So since it's here, we may as well use this to reload this onto there. Beautiful. Right, that's that one done. And we'll use this to load this back onto that one. Where's it gone? just concede that isn't going to fit in there as nicely as I would like. And then actually don't want to go up there. We want to go up here, because I think this is where the break point in the fence was, somewhere along here. Where is it? I actually just had a thought, like, because I'm pretty sure I came through here with that big crane before. Really don't know why. Oh no 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 no! Oh, you son of a bitch! Alrighty, not to worry. Big crane is here. Absolutely fine. What I was trying to say is, why didn't I just smash these trees out of the way? Yeah. It's always seems to be the case when one thing goes, they all seem to, it's like a domino effect. Let's put our anchors down first. There we go. Just let go of that. Put the anchors away. Right, hopefully that's the last little hiccup and we can just crack on and deliver this now. Yeah, it's almost like that domino effect. Once you make one mistake, it seems to stack up then. There we go. Lovely job.
Not bad at all. The concrete
Got there in the end.
loads are finally over. It's ready for its grand reopening, courtesy of your efforts. Well, maybe not so grand, but still, the only thing left to do is start delivering the concrete slabs. Plot a route from the concrete plant to the warehouse nearby.
There we go. Right, let's get a bridge placed, because I want to put a bridge over, where is it, here? What do we want to do? I don't want to do that because I feel like that's going to leave a problem. So that's fine. So let's see if we can get this one up here. So if we can get this up here without tipping it, then that is the bridge built straight away. Oh yes, frustration escalation is definitely a thing. Cause and effect. Its finest. So let's get that away. Yeah, what I was trying to say before is because I brought this crane through here before, I don't know why I didn't bother just knocking down a load of them trees then, because obviously the heavy vehicles can power through the trees. There we go. Cool, so go this way. Should be good pretty early. And we've got 2 loads of concrete over here ready to go in. So that should give us the park this over here. Lovely jubbly. Stick that there. So this should sort us out pretty quickly. Concrete slabs. I don't know if it'll give us all that we need, but it will give us a real good kickstart. And there's plenty of piles of concrete scrap around anyway, so if we need more, it won't be too difficult to scrap some out. So that gives us 7 straight out the gate. Let's dump this over here for a sec. Hop back over here into the, where is it, semi-truck. It's all a little stream prep that I did a couple of weeks ago. Ready for the next one so that we didn't just have to have loads of me just loading bits of scrap concrete. I think I did a couple of loads of metal as well. Down to the into the steel pipes factory. We've got some in storage. We've got an absolute ton of beams down at the beam factory. We've got loads of logs. So we'll see how we get on. It may well be, given the fact that we've got so many logs, we may end up building some of the bridges that are required in logs and some in concrete. It depends, because obviously if the mission says that you need to do concrete bridges, then we'll do concrete bridges, but We've got wood as an option, so we shall keep that in mind. I reckon this will be about another 7 or so concrete blocks. Or not, 11. So we've got plenty of slabs now. Right, so let's have a look what we're up to now. Plan logistics to relaunch the concrete production. So track that, and we want to do an infrastructure route from concrete slabs to the warehouse. Where is the warehouse? All right, the warehouse. Okay. Is that? That seems relatively easy to me. I don't know if we're like probably missing something, but let's open that. Start plotting to. Let's put the controller down for a sec. Keyboard and mouse for this. Seems relatively straightforward. Possibility that it won't be. See how that gets on. As far as I can tell, there's nothing in the way. Next one. Island base to transit point. Right, this. So. Yeah. Let me just. Garage, we want to retain that because it's in the way. I don't even remember why it was out, to be honest. The rusty one, I was using it for something. I think I transported a load of logs down with it. So if I remember rightly, transit point is up here, and this is what we built the road with for. So let's switch back to keyboard and mouse a sec. So
Well done! Now we have a steady supply of concrete. No need to cut the ribbon. Though, if you find one, you're welcome to do so. Now that you've restarted the relay, its transmitters have enough power to let us talk anywhere. But we've got to restore the whole system to provide reliable coverage for everyone. Our workers need equipment. And I know just where to get it. When the hurricane hit the eastern quarry, they evacuated, leaving behind a whole bunch of climbing equipment. I know you're just itching to check it out, so I won't stop you. And if the equipment's still there, take it to the workshop. That's not all, though. We have the tower frame ready at the steel mill, but guess what? Yep, we'll need a road to transport it from the steel beams facility to the workshop. And while you're at it, set her out to deliver the radio electronics there as well.
Jesus Christ, Kelly. A day off, love? Didn't you just see the shit show of shenanigans that I just had to get this all done? Now you're lumping all that on me. I think this will probably be the longest infrastructure route I've ever laid down, but I went to the effort of building this road. I'm goddamn gonna use it. So beautiful. So that'll fail somewhere, I'm sure, just for the fun of it. Alright, let's what else we've got? Highland Base, the transit point, we did that. Relay to the workshop. Workshop. And then you in, my friend. How are you? Welcome in. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope the nap was good. Nah. Yeah, why has that failed then? Nap was excellent. Good. Oh, you silly. Oh, I know what's happened. There's a leaky bit of sand there. Alright, not to worry. Fix that. We can fix it. It's no stress. Where's the dozer? I'll just use the rusty one. It was in the garage anyway. I think that's just leaked out from come on, bud. Don't give up yet, I'll push you. There we are. Oh, I remember now. Stuck it there, I don't know what that was. We're getting ready for the autosave or something. Should be all good though. Yeah, I think I was using. I think what it was, I spawned in the big 40-ton truck, and it was just leaking sand everywhere. So I dumped it all here, because you know why not? Yeah, that was completely unintentional, but that is truth there, my friend. So we'll push all this back a little bit. Yeah, I just dumped a load of it here because it was just, you know, as it does, just tips out everywhere. Probably just made that corner worse, but it should be all right. So let's tip that down there, and we will see if we can catch up with them somewhere, wherever they are. There we are. See the beautiful road that I've laid down. I thought, you know, I'd give them a scenic route. Lovely, lovely riverside drive. Yeah, and I can't tell you how many loads of the bowhead that I used to make this. It was a significant amount of sand to make this road. It seems to be doing the job, which is absolutely awesome. Alright, we'll leave them crack on. Actually, we won't, because I want to just double check this. Yeah, we will. I forgot about that. Gone wrong that. Fine, that's alright. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll leave them crack on. That's operational. It's got one slab remaining. That's running. Relay to the workshop. We'll worry about that. Where is that actually? That's the relay. Oh yeah, to the workshop there. Just wanted to come out of there. Got a sneaking suspicion that that is not going to be just a straight run. I'm going to lay it out anyway, but I'm expecting them to get bogged down here somewhere. We may end up having to do some fixing on this. Doesn't look particularly, but it's sandy. It depends on what type of vehicle they've decided upon. So we'll dispatch the vehicles there, that's fine. So that's running. That's running. Concrete slabs facility to the warehouse. That's running. That's finished, so we can stop that. That's fine. That one's done. Then steel beams facility to workshop. Where does it want to go? Which workshop? Oh, there, okay. And they want the road across there as well. Okie doke. River base to the northern tunnel, that's like a easy money. Let's do this real quick. Yeah, that's what I thought, mate, as well. Give that a wide berth. Dispatch vehicles, that should be fine. I don't see any problems with that. Right, so that's, is that one running? Yeah, that one's running. Yeah, they seem to be having no issues with that whatsoever, so that's all cool. Lovely jubbly. Set up a route to deliver radio electrics. Alright, that one's done. Climbing equipment, so it needs to go down there. Figure out a way to transport the tower frame to the workshop. Okay, so we want to build a road, which is that one. So what we want to do is get our road machinery up here, because I'm not doing that. I'm gonna get the boys to do that, as it were. So let us. What that was, but where's my base? There we are. Garage. Let's get me bowhead down there for a start. There is it. Obtain and deploy. We'll get this started with laying the sand out. The only reason, I will say, the only reason I'm not laying the road myself is because I've laid more road on this this map than on Sunken. So I spent a lot of time tipping sand, smoothing it, asphalting and rolling. So I'm quite comfortable with just getting the AI guys to do this, so they can live their best life. It's around here somewhere. What's the trigger point? That's the question. I was sure the trigger point. Oh, it's way up there. I was in the right direction. It's not far enough down. What's the chances that? Oh, that's not in our way. That's lovely.
You probably can't tell under all that water, but there used to be a driveway there. If you use that as a foundation, a new road built over it might have a shot at surviving future floods.
Alright, babes. No worries. I'll take your word for it, but... Right, so that's going to lay all the sand down. Let's get me dozer. Boy. Linuen, did you have oh shit, did you have golf course hot dogs today? I will just point out as well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to put him on the spot, but give our friend Linuen a round of applause. He shot his best round of golf ever today. He was quite the pleased man when he got back from golf and dropped me a message. Shot his best round ever. Yep, alright mate. No stress. You know, you take your time. I mean, I should be doing this because that's what you'd be doing to me if it was the other way around, but I mean, Rusty, that's what I said, but I don't really know what it means, but he was pretty pleased about it. So, off you go, mate. You can start doing that, and then we want where's my paver? Deploy. I'm assuming what we need to do in a sec is we'll have to jump in the mule to go and pick up that stuff. Look at that, Lynn's not even paying attention to bask in all the glory. Oh, there he is. All in all, it has been a stellar day. Let me just have a look. That is all done, so we're going to cancel that one because this is slower and I'm not having some idiot AI driver just And all the big one behind me. That was around the reload to know. Shot an 80 this morning, personal best score. Is that like, you'll have to forgive me because my golf knowledge is very limited to just going up a driving range and smashing some balls down the end as far as I can smack them. Is that like 80 out of a possible number, or is it doesn't work like that? There we are. Rusty's in with the actual technical knowledge. What's the par for the course? Right. So, if you got 72, then that would be like a really banging score. Is that what we're saying? But 80 is obviously still good. What's next? Roller. Roller. I'll have a check in a minute and see what our infrastructure routes are looking like. Because when I first started playing, or when we all first started playing, I thought you have to leave the infrastructure route, just keep going, keep going, keep going. I didn't realise, or it took me a while to realise that they've only got a certain amount of stuff that they need to deliver, and then you can actually cancel them. So that's what I've been trying to get in the habit of doing, is cancelling them as and when they're done, so that there's not loads of AI vehicles just flying around the map all the time. No, it's just a fluke. I'm sure tomorrow I'll shoot in the low 90s again. Like, what was your previous best before 80, so like we can know like how much the improvement was? .86, nice. I had a hot putter this morning. I think what's more likely to happen tomorrow is you'll go out there trying, you'll think I've done an 80, I can do that again, you'll be trying, and then that's when it'll come unstuck. But I've got faith in you, mate. Get this over here. Time for me to bounce, fellas. Enjoy the rest of the evening. No worries, mate. Appreciate you stopping by. And I'll catch you soon, mate. Right, so that's working. That's going to finish that off. We're not even actually tracking that objective. And then we want an infrastructure route, which is steel beams to workshop. We can start plotting that now, I suppose. To the mouse. Just going to assume that it's going to be absolutely fine. Stay fairly centre, we should be alright. As I've done so much road laying on this that I'm not bothered if it's particularly. I mean, if the AI is having problems with it, then we will rectify it probably off stream. Alright, yeah. Oh. Shit. So, can't just dispatch the vehicles just yet because I need to get these out of the way. Conveniently, we'll just back them up over here for now. Sure, we'll get some angry radio comms when they see them, but only around 25% of golfers break 90, so I feel pretty good about that. You should, mate. That's a good achievement. So, let's get that going. Let's leave that go in a sec, and we'll check on these. All rewards received. We can cancel that route because that's done. That one's still got some bits to do. That's fine because that was quite a long one. There's the. Let's watch this one over the bridge road that they've made. Lovely job. I think in an ideal world I would have had that road ending a little bit sooner, but they tell you where to build it, so if it wasn't sticking out, I probably would have had it cut off about here. Cool. Alright, let's check what we're up to. Right, so we've done that. Right, so let's get our let's get one of the mules reset down here. Pretty sure they're both empty. Let's get this down to the steel beams factory, and then we can complete that task. Watch ourselves now, because we're going to come across some AI probably. Or not. Just give them all a little help up the hill. Come on, boys. Stop pissing around and get up the hill. The mule is arguably one of the best vehicles in the game. There we go. So we'll see what happens, because if there's more trucks to come through, then we are scuppered, because we will need to be here to push them up. Let's have a look at that. Wrong button. Island base, the transit point. That's not the one, but that is up. That is cancelled, done, because that's that one. So that one is still needed. So it's one beam per truck, it says. So that's going to be 12. It's a little bit annoying. Because I don't really fancy sitting there for 12 times to push a truck up a hill. Give him some of his own medicine. We can get across here pretty sharpish. We'll wait for that to fail, because I don't think they'll get up the hill. Get ourselves, I think it's 2 beams that we need. Let me just double check. Wrong button again. Idiot. We're at the local garage into a base. We've got plenty of concrete slabs now. That's cool. So yeah, just 2 steel beams. May as well take a handful over. Because, you know, we're only going to put them in our storage. Shouldn't take us that long to get them loaded. Just give us a little bit of a buffer. Not if we carry on like that. No, it's finally failed. At the moment, at this very moment in time, I'm not that bothered about fixing that road on the stream, so we'll see how we go. If we run out of stuff to do, or we're after like a relatively quick job towards the end, then we'll stick a bit of sand down and sort it out. But I'm equally not as interested as sitting there waiting for the trucks to turn up to give them a shove up the hill. So we'll crack on with some of these other little jobs a minute, and then we'll decide what we're going to do about that. But as it stands, I think, except for that one failed, I think we're not tracking it. I think we're pretty clear on infrastructure routes now that we've laid them all out. We'll drop these off. This should complete this task. That should give us another base in the area. That's that one done. So we'll transfer the resources. Oh, so it's done. That's completed 2 off at the same time. That was handy. Beautiful stuff.
Another base up and running. You have the locals to thank for that.
Pretty sure that I just transported all of the equipment and stuff for that, mate. So yeah, all the infrastructure routes are done except for that one that needs maintenance. We've got no electricity to do, we've done that, and we've got no broken pipes, we've done any of those. And we've done the roads, so it is literally just that one. And my main objectives. Okay. So we've got that. We need to pick that stuff up down there and bring it back to wherever, the workshop. So literally our only 2 things to do. Oh, I know what I just said, but for the sake of a quick job, considering the equipment's very close, let's just do a real quick dip of sand. I don't know if it's going to change much because they're the trucks that haven't got like 4-wheel drive and stuff, so it may be that they still struggle on the sand and then we end up having to tarmac the areas. But if we can rectify it with a little bit of sand, given the sand is so close and we've only got one other job to do at present at least, then we may as well just dip a little bit of sand in. Let's just dump that up there for a sec. And let's run through with... What I'll do is I'll drive the dozer over there. And then before we start flattening it out, I'll set the infrastructure route going, because I'll have to drive over there anyway. And then at least we'll be in the area to see the sand is enough. If, I will say, and 100% if... Whoa. Unless by some case this climbing or getting this stuff is the literal last job on the map. If they can't cope with the sand and it needs to be tarmac, then I will do that off stream. And the only caveat to that is if this climbing job is the last mission. I don't feel like it is, because I mean we were 57% coming in. I mean we have got a lot of stuff done, but I don't feel like we've got enough done that we'd have completed the map. But hopefully the sand will be enough, and that'll be that. You know what, I just keep forgetting what I'm saying. Forgot that we were gonna... So that's running, so we've got a little bit of time. This map was a bit strange. It seemed to go from having quite a bit to do to suddenly being done. Alright. Right, there we go. Stick that in there a sec. Just in the nick of time. Let's spectate him a sec just so we can see that he gets up the sand. I mean, for saying he's only taking one beam for us. So we need a bit of sand down here, then I thought that'd be alright. Just gonna route fail anyway. Right. No worries. Right, let's get the bowhead. So we'll start the vehicles going while we flatten this out. Alright, so far so good. Right, look, I'm afraid I need to split. Stuff to do before it gets late. Have a good one. I'll catch you next time. Yeah, no worries, man. Rusty, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you stopping by. And I'll catch you around the Discords. If we... if we pull that one over. It's going to put us all the way back over there, no worries. Right, let's get a mule with a crane and we'll head down and we'll pick up. So, track that. We go down to all the way over there. The other side of the beams factory, that's fine. Yeah, what I'll do is if it fails this time, I think it will probably need a little bit of tarmac in places. We could obviously just shove him up, but then we'd have to sit here and wait for the next 11 trucks to come through after. So do yourself a favour, mate. Get up there. So somewhere up the other. Whoa. Somewhere up here is what we need to pick up. Okay. In that case, then, we want to get our trusty scout that we got. Just waiting for that to fail. Okay, so we're going to get our scout out of here because it's got a scanner thing on it. Do. Obtain, confirm, deploy.
Funny story. Right before the hurricane, they found some peculiar fossils in the wall of that quarry you're right next to. The eggheads from the local university got all hot and bothered and scurried right over with climbing equipment to study those fossils on site. Our guys could use that equipment to work on tower construction. So, if you find it, drop it off at the workshop, pretty please.
I mean, that's the plan. It's a little jump. Alright, I think we can... Oh, that wasn't quite exactly what I hoped he would do, but... To assume... So we can drive up there, so we don't need those for access. And to assume that those... this forklift we could sell. See what we do then. actually think we may need to get the big boy crane over here. Basically, what I'm thinking is we need to lift these into position over here. So what I'm thinking is we need to put those over here and then we can use those as a bridge to just need to make sure we don't take a little swim in that. Yeah, I don't think we've got enough clearance on this to make it work. So that'll have to work for now. And if we let's get the bloody crane over here. This one's a bit more capable and it's got a longer reach, so we'll be able to get it into position more easily. There we go. So when this map is finished, we will have a choice of 3 maps to choose from where we go next. should be fine, I think. Whether it might be better off trying to get that. That'll be better. Right, let's get this other one. Let's get this. I just want it to be in. That's fine. Lovely jubbly. Excuse me. Right, so let's get some scanning going on. There it is. There it is. Stuff. Right, let's get in the mule. Just as well I brought the mule over it because it was needed after all anyway, so good. We don't necessarily need it, but these forklifts are worth about 5 or 10 grand or something like that, so if we've got time or the inclination before we're done here, we'll come back and pick. Oh, no, 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 you son of a... Oh my god. Oh dear, oh dear. It's not been a great run tonight of a fair old few calamitous moments. We'll get it done though. We will get it done. So we'll stick this over here out of the way. For now. Back in the mule. Little cough of black smoke from flooding the engine. Beautiful. Get that strapped in, get the anchors off. Let's get across those bridges, and we want to deliver it to the workshop, which, if I'm not mistaken, the workshop is where the trucks have been trying to get to. That's so cool. I know where that is. Let's roll on through. Well, I've been making some decent progress tonight. We started on 57% completion on this map, so we'll see what we're at once we are finished. Luckily now we've got the road across the swamp, so we don't have to go the long way around anymore. And to be honest with you, because early doors did actually genuinely consider building a road across there. Whoa. And I'm glad that I didn't now, because I would have had to do it all over again as part of the missions. So I'm glad that I didn't, and I went the other way. Still quite a few areas on the map that could benefit from a bridge. I do get a sense of we're sort of not, I wouldn't say rapidly, but we are sort of edging towards the end of this map. So whether we'll actually get much of a chance to do that or not, I don't know. Just get this dropped into the blue square. So that's that one done. Kelly should come back now.
We've got all the tower parts ready. Now, it's time to deliver them. You don't even have to install the parts yourself. Just send the convoy to the tower and sit back. Isn't delegating duties great?
So let's stick this somewhere. Just over here should be fine. Wrong button again. Send a convoy to raise the tower. It's an infrastructure route, and that goes from there to where? Yeah, up there. We're going to have the same problem here because I don't know what this road is like. But we can watch them nonetheless. And that one's going to have 3 trucks. So I think the van should make it, because I think they seem pretty resilient. It's those trucks behind that are going to have the problems. Might not be too bad. Looks decent enough road. Come on, buddy, you can make it. Just keep chugging away, my friend. That's cool. Better than expected, so that's all okay. One should be going in time now. Where is it stuck? What? How did you get up the first time and then you decided that time you were stuck? I literally can only think that's actually a game bug because they were both up. All of the vehicles were up. That's done now. Southern Tower won't provide enough coverage for the entire region, but it's a very promising start. So, goal complete through the static.
Well done. The first tower is up and running. The others won't be such an easy fix, though. Repairing the others is something our workshop just can't do. Making high-tech equipment is a bit harder than welding a few steel beams together, after all. Still, the plan is already in place. Just gather enough resources. That should count as environmental credit or something with HQ. They say we can get new equipment in exchange for just that. Convenient, right?
Where's the resources zone is there. Cool. Alrighty, well, I am half inclined to... What I'm gonna do is, it's 10 past midnight in my time zone. So, what I'm gonna do, I think that seems like as good a place as any to halt for the night. Got a good load of stuff done. I do need to pay some attention to this road here. May well be some more sand is required, or potentially even as drastic as tarmac in it. Either way, I'll do that off stream because it's a long process. You don't necessarily want to be seeing that. And then when we come back, it's this one here is pretty much going to be a essentially just a delivery mission. I've got all of the materials available. I just need to collect them up and drop them off there, because we've got more than enough wood, we've got more than enough beams and more than enough concrete, so that's absolutely fine. So it's just like a delivery mission. So that's what we'll do, guys. We will leave it there for tonight. It's been a good old stream. I will quit out actually to the hub so we can see what % we're up to. So we're going to end the stream on 85% completion. So the next stream out on INCOMUNICADO, I should think it will complete it for us, no problem at all. That's not it. So according to that, we've got I've done all the side objectives that are on the map. We've got 5 main objectives to do. So we're closing in pretty rapidly on finishing this map, and I think it'll be the next stream that we do is when we'll finish it. So that'll be good. And then, like I said, we've got three to choose from. Then we can go to any of those 3, I believe, which is Deluge, Sojourn, and Sandswept. Then on to Colonel. I don't think it'll happen just because of the times that I've got available and stuff. And I'm going away at the end of August, but the DLC rebuild expansion comes out in September, and that brings extra maps. So I don't think we'll be done with the base game maps by the time that comes out. But if we can be done, we will be done. But I feel like we probably won't. But I'm not in a rush. I'm enjoying the game. So, but anyhow, guys, I appreciate you all. Lynn, Rusty, Mr. Farquhar, everyone that's watched and lurked. You guys are legends. I appreciate you more than I can express. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me this fine Saturday evening. I hope you have a good the rest of your evening, whatever you are up to. And I'll catch you all around in the Discords sometime soon. Take care.